Welcome to part B of Mark Pacey's Inside the Playbook. Let's get right into it and not waste any time at all. Mark's story continues from here. So you mentioned there you did the first one.
Yep.
What makes you want to come back and do the second?
Look, I mean, it's a really interesting one, to be honest with you. And not, yeah. So to come back to the second one, I wasn't committed.
Okay.
I did the first one. I'm like, yeah, I did an Ironman. Like, fantastic. That's great.
Yeah.
At the same time, we had some health issues in the family with our son Cooper. So that certainly had an effect on my own mindset around what I was going to do and what I wasn't. So I wasn't going to go back for the second one, and I didn't go back the next year.
Right.
So I took that next year off whilst we had Cooper's health to deal with.
Yeah.
And thankfully we dealt with that. But I still wanted to go back and do something. So I ended up, what was driving me to do another one was I wanted to suffer more.
Yeah.
Like, quite honestly, that's what it was.
Right.
But that was a mindset I had then, because and the reason why I had that mindset was I knew how hard it was doing my first one.
Yeah.
I know it was a real challenge and the work that you have to put in. Then I saw my son, our son go through, some of the worst treatment that he ever had to endure, that no child should have to, in the form of cancer. And I saw him go through that and the pain that he went through. And quite honestly, my mindset was, I'm going to go out and do another Ironman because I'm going to put myself through some pain in and around that.
Yeah.
That was my way of probably coping.
Yeah.
For probably the next couple of Ironman races that I did. That's where I was at the time.
Yeah. And yeah, thank you for sharing that, because it's not easy to talk about those challenging things, especially in your personal life as well.
Yeah. No, that's fine, mate. I mean, it's interesting when you ask the question, and where I go back to and really deep inside in terms of, how I'm feeling in and around that. And, I started to use Ironman back then as something, yes, I wanted to tick off and do, because I, personally, but then when I had that and with that experience, I wanted to use it for good. So I raised some money in my Ironman race we raised $20,000 for the Sydney Children's Hospital back in the time about 2011 or 12.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, okay, great. So then I just wanted to do it to, endure something really difficult, because that was my choice. And there's so many other, there's kids that I experienced, my own son, that didn't have a choice to endure pain. Yeah. So it was a weird mindset, but it was just something that helped me get over that time by just punishing myself. Yeah. If I'm honest.
Yeah.
It shifted.
Yeah.
It shifted, and it's certainly shifted since.
I was going to say, like, I don't want to touch on it too much, but I think one thing I'm curious about is, like, you mentioned, Cooper unfortunately had cancer. Thankfully, he's okay.
Yeah, he's a survivor.
He's come out the other side truly remarkably.
Yeah.
He's a great young man. He's got a great life ahead of him now.
Yeah.
What were those nights like back at the hospital? Because you mentioned, like, Ironman for you, that second time back was putting yourself through some pain. What were you kind of going through, and how did you kind of set yourself up for what was going to be the next period of time, but you didn't know how long it would be?
It was just very uncertain. It was uncertain through that whole period. And, we as a family were navigating stuff that we never thought that we would have to navigate. So, in the hospital and things like that, we spent the best part of a couple of years in and out because he relapsed and what have you. But, it was certainly difficult. Yeah. Really difficult. But, I mean, through the hospital, amazing support, they give you a lot of that. And I was using exercise at the time to just clear my head. Yeah. I'd come home from the hospital and Lisa and I were tag teaming in there, and we were obviously had Talia that our daughter that we, she was only young, then as well. So we were tag teaming, but I'd always try and get some form of training in, whether it be a short run or a short ride or a swim. It was just something to just clear my head, keep my body moving, because I needed to be as strong as I possibly could for whatever it was that we were going to deal with. And a lot of that time was so uncertain that we just didn't know.
Yeah. And so you come back to do your second Ironman.
Yep.
And you say that your main purpose for doing it was to put yourself through a little bit of pain.
Yeah.
Did you feel like that Ironman was more emotionally charged, or how did you approach that second one?
Yeah, I mean, I got straight back into it, and probably a bit more along those. I was suppressing a lot of that as well, so I was sort of keeping that pretty much down here. Only probably least really knew what was happening. But my mindset was I knew how hard it was going to be. I just needed to front up and do it, and get it done. So which is what I did, and that was probably for a couple of Ironman races after that. Things started to change when Cooper overcame that, and he went into remission and things. That was that certainly changed my mindset as well. But it was shifting a little bit. Towards I love the triathlon side of it.
Yeah.
It was less about the suffering, and it was more about achieving. And hey, you've got a chance. You've got a chance to do something here, and you've got a chance to just keep doing better and do whatever you can. On the triathlon side of it, because it was helping me a lot physically and mentally. So that was key.
Yeah. So you keep going with Ironman.
Yep.
You do multiple more, but in the background, that you've got this that emotional charge, but you're keeping it in here. But you use all that power to, I guess, create something that's done so much good, and it's called the Bloody Long Day.
Yeah.
Do you mind telling the viewers a bit about what that is and how that came about?
Yeah. Well, the Bloody Long Day was born in and around the nights that Lisa and I had, trying to do the best we could to support Cooper in the hospital. So he went through, as I said, cancer treatment, and I was sitting in there and on my iPad, just making notes around all the medication that they were taking, all the details there, so I could have a proper conversation with the nurses. And I like to plan things, so looking at that. But really, one of the things that I put down there is I need to do, and I literally wrote it on my iPad, I need to do something so that no other kid has to go through this, because this is no child should have to go through this torture.
Yeah.
And then I wrote it down around an endurance challenge. I want to do a 24-hour endurance challenge to support kids with cancer. And I wrote that down, and now I put that down there and I put that aside, because we had to get him right. And that's an ongoing process over, not just, through the chemo and the radiation and what have you, but it's also the follow-up, and probably for the next 5 years, to get him into real remission.
Yeah.
And so we did that. The Bloody Long Day was born, in concept there, and thinking about my love for triathlon and passion for that sport. But also, my own mindset had shifted to, I just want to make a difference. And I wanted to make it a little bit better for other families and their kids.
Yeah.
So that sort of fast forward along, and the time needed to be right. We did a few other things, to support, different charities, but got to a point where I needed, myself, I wanted to bring that idea to reality. And it was one thing in saying, I want to do this, or I have this idea, but actually go and do it. Like, that's what matters.
Yeah.
So that's where the Bloody Long Day came into play. So, a number of years ago, probably 6 years ago now, I created this event called the Bloody Long Day, where I said I'm going to go and do a 24-hour triathlon swim, bike, run, non-stop for 24 hours, and I'm going to raise money for kids with cancer. And that's where I made a phone call to the Kids Cancer Project and said, I've got this idea. This is what I'd like to do. Are you okay if I, support you guys? And they've gone, that sounds like a really big challenge. And I've gone, well, yeah. And he said, well, how are you going to do it? And I've gone, well, I have no idea because I've never done it before. But I'm going to do it. And if you're okay, I want to raise money for you guys. So fast forward, I did it, set it up, socialised it, put it in place and did a 24-hour triathlon. And I thought we might raise, $4,000 or $5,000. That'd be great. And we ended up raising $50,000, the first year.
Yeah.
So then I got great satisfaction, in and around that because more needed to be done. And the reason why I sort of, contacted the Kids Cancer Project is, the work that they do, and they've got a really clear goal in terms of 100% survival rates of kids that are diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah.
So it was very clear, and they, fund the research, that enables that goal or that vision to be realised. So I was locked in and committed to that and wanted to play a little part in contributing to, the achievement of that goal.
Yeah. And when you did your first one in 2019, I think.
Yeah.
You finish it down in your gym downstairs. And I think there's a great photo and video of you finishing it.
Yep.
But then talking to everyone about it. How did that feel, seeing all your family and friends, people from the Kids Cancer Project in and around, and you knowing that you've accomplished something that you put away 8-9 years ago, and you've brought it out and you've accomplished it?
Oh, mate, very, very satisfying. I have strong belief. Like if I believe in something, then I'm all in, and I'll drive it. But I've got this. Yeah, it was satisfying to. Like I have this whole mindset. I want to make a difference. I just want to be useful, with my time. And in this case, I can make a choice to do something or not do something. And it was great pride, in that I'd been able to commit to something like that and do something that I've never done before and really challenge myself physically and mentally, because it was. And having the people that were really close, to our family there at that time was incredibly, important. And it just reinforced, the support that I know that we've got and that we've had over time, because whatever you achieve or whatever you do, you don't do it, solo. You don't do it by yourself. And I knew that there was a groundswell of support, and that was shown not only with the fundraising that we'd done, but just in life in general. I know we've got great support for our family.
Yeah. It's time for another photo.
All right, okay.
Because it's a good segue where you talk about you can't do it by yourself.
Yeah, right.
There's people around you.
Yep.
I think this photo pretty much.
The second photo we have is a photo of Mark before he competes in one of his famous Bloody Long Day events. It's a photo of all the family, his 2 kids and wife Lisa.
Oh, yeah.
This isn't from the first year,
Yep.
but it's at the start of the 2021
of
the family.
Second another 24-hour triathlon.
What does that photo mean to you? Because this was also very unprecedented times.
Yeah.
COVID doing that challenge.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's everything to me. Like that's, my 2 kids and my wife, they're everything to me. So whatever I do, I'm always thinking about them.
Yeah.
In terms of, what we do together, how we do it, how they're, sort of feeling in and around what they're doing. I'm incredibly proud of them with the different things that they've done right the way through. But yeah, I mean, that photo was, having them there and knowing why we were doing it and why the Bloody Long Day is important to our family. That's a real, connection, because we know, all of us in that photo know, exactly what we went through, in that pretty tough time. And we know why, we're doing the bloody long day and why we're evolving that bloody long day, and partnering with the Kids Cancer Project, to change lives.
The bloody long day has now become bigger.
Yeah.
It's become bigger and better.
Yeah.
It's in its 6th year this year.
Yep.
And when did it, I guess, become... So you've done the 24-hour triathlon challenges, the early part.
Yep.
When did it start to become bigger and other people start to then want to do their challenge?
Yeah, so probably after the second year, it was like I had a number of people who'd say, I might come in and do a bit of the run with you. Like I was running, 84 kilometres, within that 24 hours. And they'd say, I'll come and run with you. Or I'll come and swim with you. You did it yourself. And then it was sort of, I shifted it in the thinking, well, how do you make this sustainable? And how do you broaden the reach, and network, in and around it. So then I asked the question, well, this is my bloody long day. Not everyone wants to do a 24-hour triathlon. I don't worry, I asked. And I didn't get too many takers. But not everyone wants to do a 24-hour triathlon. But everyone's got their own challenge, their own uncomfortable, sort of feeling. And so I flipped that to be able to say, well, hang on, what's your bloody long day? And, so then we asked people to sign up and say, well, this is my bloody long day. What's your bloody long day? And have a bloody long day to support the Kids Cancer Project. And fund the research that provides the opportunity for us to get that 100% survival. And so we evolved it from there. And the next year, I think we had 16, 17 different individuals and groups join in together and do their own bloody long day. Someone, like we had people running 10 kilometres for the first time ever, and it was a bloody long day for them.
Yeah.
I had, people jumping on a spin bike for 8 hours. That was their bloody long day. We had gyms jump in and do a 24-hour row on the rowing machine, as a team. Like that's their community, getting in. And, what we realised was that people are incredibly generous. They care, for causes that are, that potentially could impact them because, 3 kids get diagnosed with cancer every day. 3 kids die with cancer every week. And we didn't think it had happened to us in terms of our diagnosis. And when you as a parent, as a family member, and you get told that your child has cancer, then when you feel that and the impact of that, then you want to do something to make sure that no one else has that happen. And I'm really, very fortunate that we've got a good small community of people around the bloody long day who have now, over the last 5, 6 year coming up, have raised $420,000 to go towards that Kids Cancer Project objective. Yeah,
it's an astonishing milestone. Just to think where it started. So back in the hospital, and now it's $420,000 raised.
Yeah.
Have you had an opportunity to, I guess, go back and see like kids in that environment and potentially see the positive impact that you could be making on their lives?
Yeah, I've spoken to people as well. I've had different. We've had the opportunity to be at different Kids Cancer Project functions and things like that as well. Spoken to survivors, spoken to the researchers. We know what it means to them, to be able to have that funding to be able to support them, and they've got some incredible minds, coming up with, amazing, research outcomes to do that. But when you speak to the families of people who have either lost their child or have their child as a survivor and are now thriving. You can see it and you can hear it, and you can feel it, the gratitude that they have. And, that's that's incredibly important to us.
Yeah. It's it's truly astonishing. It's now 2025.
Yeah.
What's your bloody long day going to be? Or what are you thinking about doing this year?
Yeah, well, I always like to do something a little bit different.
Yeah.
So we're already in the planning of that. So it's going to be September this year.
Okay.
September is the Childhood Cancer Awareness Month.
Yeah.
So we do it in September, but the very end of that, I'm looking at doing something that I've never done before, in and around the things that I love, like triathlon and endurance.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm going to do a 1 kilometre swim, a 5 kilometre run every hour on the hour for 12 hours straight. That's my bloody long day challenge that I've been concocting in my mind, and that's what's going to come out to reality. So I'm locked in to do that, and we're going to launch that in a couple of months.
Yeah, exciting.
And look for some support and things around it. But I'm also going to challenge people, to come in and do their own bloody long day. So, if they want to run a marathon, that's their bloody long day. But if they want to jump in and do, a 1 kilometre swim and a 5 kilometre run for 12 hours straight on repeat, then I'd love for someone to be swimming in the lane next to me, running, next to me on the track, or joining up as a team, and having, 2 people do it, 4 people do it, 6 people do it, whatever it is. Things are very easy to do, but they're very easy not to do. And I look at it and go, okay, well, if I want to make a difference, then I've actually got to take action and do something.
Yeah.
Hopefully more people will do that as well and make that choice, and the bloody long day will be another success in 2025.
Yeah. And so for people that do want to sign up, when will they have that first opportunity to sign up, do you think?
So we're building a website now, and so that'll be released on my Instagram. I'm not great on Instagram, but at Bloody Long Day on Instagram is where we'll build it and announce it, and we'll do it with the Kids Cancer Project in collaboration with them as well. So they'll be very easy to find out. But if anyone's got that that desire to challenge themselves but actually do it for something with purpose and make a difference, then this is a great opportunity.
Definitely. Well, I guess they heard it here first, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I think like one area that you touched on at the very start of the episode that has come to reality since is you watching Kona on Channel 9, Wide World of Sports, and seeing that side of it. In 2022, you had not the opportunity, you did it. You went out, you did the Port Macquarie Ironman Australia race. You qualified for it.
Yeah, I did.
What was that feeling like, knowing that you've watched it in your childhood and you're about to live it out and you have lived it out? What was that like?
Qualifying for mate, you just have to go back to my finish line video and you'll see how pumped I was at that. So I pulled together my best race to date at Ironman that year, and as you say, I was able to qualify for the Hawaii Ironman, and you couldn't take the smile off my face, for days afterwards. But I was incredibly proud. I knew the work that I'd put in, to get there, and I knew that I was going to have a good day that day. I said to Lisa, I feel good, like I feel real good, and it translated. The work that I'd done into a really good race, and then that translated into a Hawaii Ironman qualifier, which I didn't set out to do that year. I set out to do the best that I could. Just happened that qualified me. I was super excited about it, and when they put that a Hawaiian lei over your head and you give you the ticket and the token and everything and say you're going to the Hawaii Ironman, I'm like, how good's this? And then probably a bit of fear sort of creeped in there somewhere, a bit of fear, excitement, everything. Then there was some pretty hard work to do to get there. And
so you get to the lava fields, so to speak, in Kona. What was that day like?
Oh, mate, like seriously, it was what it did, like you're sitting in there on the big island in Hawaii, and it's hot. Like it's hot. As you say, you're riding through lava fields, but more than that, like I see the best in the world, and I'm racing on the same course with them as a 52-year-old, and I'm living out a dream here. So I get into the water, and I had this, I get into the water before the swim start, and you've got to swim about 200 metres out to the swim start before the cannon goes off and for your wave.
Yeah.
And I got out there, and I actually stopped. And I looked behind me, up at the crowd, at the whole race precinct, up into the mountains of the big island, and I just stopped there, and I just gone, I said to myself, like, just how good is this? This is such an experience that I don't know how today's going to go.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to have this picture in my head that I'm here. I'm actually going to do the Hawaii Ironman.
Yeah.
And it was just such an emotion of joy, of just satisfaction of where, what I've been able to, stick at for long enough to actually make this a realization. And then the gun went off, and I missed the start.
Did you?
Yeah, I missed the start. So I was sitting here having my big, sort of, this is a great, where am I? This is fantastic. And then I missed the start, and I'm like, oh God. So then I've had to swim like literally 150 metres out to after the gun had gone off. Not that it was going to make any difference, but it, it was just, the moment was fantastic. And then then it started, and that was a seriously hard day.
Right.
Yeah, it was hot. It was, great. Good solid swim onto the bike, really great bike, and I'm sitting there going, this isn't that bad. Like, getting into the lava fields, so I'm going really well here.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until you turn at the turnaround at Harvey and you come back down and the wind started to pick up and the heat's picking up, and then probably that last 30 kilometres on the bike, you're probably however many 7-8 hours in, and you start to realise that this is hard, and and then you have to get out on the run, and you think it's hot then. Well, the heat down a Leahy Drive and up into the energy lab, right in the lava fields and what have you, and you are cooked.
Yeah, right.
And I was cooked. So I had a real tough day.
Yeah.
But I found a way to that finish line, and I just, memories and experiences, and I had my own, my family there, good friends there, family there at like another finish shoot of the Ironman World Championships that I can be satisfied with and brag about for forever.
Well, and you deserve to as well, and that is promptly the next photo that I'm going to show you is.
And finally, in the third photo, we have Mark completing his story and fulfilling a childhood dream, crossing the finish line at the Hawaii Kona Ironman. An incredible achievement, and Mark will go on to explain this.
Oh, yeah.
That moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crossing that line, what goes through your mind?
Oh, mate, relief.
Yeah.
Like it was. That was a tough day. But yeah, I just, after that photo, was literally as I'm crossing the line, and I just saw Lisa and Talia and Cooper who were right there at the finish line as they are.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just, it meant a lot because, I knew what had gone into getting there. And, just crossing the finish line, giving it everything that I had to give on that day, was incredibly, I was incredibly proud, but I was exhausted. I was exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah. But didn't matter.
No.
It was great.
Because then you just went on a holiday for the rest of it, right?
Well, yeah, I did. Yeah, we had a great holiday afterwards, and was diving with sharks and doing all sorts of different things, and we had a great time.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were there to do that, and the experience that I got was just next level, and everything that I had hoped for.
Yeah, it's sitting here chatting to you. It gives me a lot of perspective, and you see things from a great helicopter view of your life and what you've been able to achieve. What's, I guess, using all that experience, What's been the best piece of advice you've either received or you've been able to take on board from someone that you're willing to share with people?
Yeah. It's an interest. I could probably go on for days here, mate. But I won't. Look, it's interesting because I always have that mindset of, show up, be useful, and make a difference. They're the things that stick into my mind, all the time. It's like, you show up. It's not about it's not about winning or losing. It's actually showing up and committing to what you've said you're going to commit to.
Yeah.
So that's super important for me. Being useful is around more being useful with your time. There's a lot of choices that you can make, and most of the time you get to choose. So you can choose to do, or you can choose to not do. So for me, it's like you got the choice. So be useful with your time and make it count. But I think the one thing that I just when I wrap it all around in here, where I talk about the bloody long day, or I talk about the Ironman, whether I talk about business, we haven't touched too much on that, but that's an important part of this as well. It's like be great at consistent. Like there's all these people wanting to have an easy way here, a little fad here, a shiny new thing here to get to where they need to go. But like, just be great at consistent. That to me just plays out in so many different ways. And there's the intensity of going all in. Whether it be in your training, in your work, in your family, and all in, but you can't sustain that.
Yeah,
you just can't sustain it because it won't end well. But if you can be consistent and you keep showing up, you keep being useful, you keep thinking about the choices that you make, little by little, step by step, you will actually end up with something pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I would say that understand what consistent is for you, whether that be within your work, your family, your training, your sport that you want to do, and just be great at being consistent.
Definitely. There's a couple of final questions to wrap this all up.
Yep.
We've got, from a podcast point of view, we love to ask a guest who they would love to see on this podcast.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Is there anyone that springs to mind, either triathlon based, is someone that you've watched as a sports person that you'd love to see join the podcast?
Yeah, it's interesting. Probably I would go straight outside of that and not even go into the sport of triathlon or anything.
Yeah.
But you could do it. Can I give you a couple?
Please. Go for it.
Sorry. So yeah, mate, like right now, there's two things that come to mind, and I think about from a kids cancer perspective. Hey, Owen Finnegan, the CEO of the Kids Cancer Project, he's just brought up 10 years as CEO. So that's a pretty long time as a CEO.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. He's committed. He's passionate. He's got a great team of people. That he works with. They got a lot of belief, and he's got a pretty, a great sporting career as well. But more so, what I know of him, he's incredibly passionate about making a difference, in that space. But the other one, if I go a different way, like athletics, mate, at the moment, I don't know if you saw, but there's a guy, Gout, is just run under 10 seconds, as a 17-year-old. But more broadly than Gout, if you look at Australian athletics right now, there's some fantastic young sprinters. Raylene Boyle's 48 and 50-year record was just broken recently by a 17-year-old, a female sprinter in Perth. You look at some of the 1,500-metre runners, young people coming up is incredible. So, something in the athletics side, I don't know what we're doing, but we're doing something really good there.
Yeah.
And the last one that I'll throw out to you, which aspirational, Bruce McAvaney, from a sporting commentator point of view.
Yeah.
I love listening to him and the stories he could tell, I would imagine, around sport and around Olympic Games and the absolute elite and what he's seen and what he's seen change over the years. I reckon that would be a great listen.
Well, I'll have to hit them up in the DMs and try to slide in there.
That's it. Yeah.
And we've got 2 final questions for you.
Sure.
What is your biggest triathlon ick? Do you know what an ick is?
What's
Ick is kind of like you see someone doing and go, oh, why are they doing that? Like either in the sport of it or just individually based.
Yeah, right. It's making excuses why they didn't achieve this or why they didn't do this or why their time wasn't this good. That's my ick, if you like. It's like just to own the result that you put down, own the training that you do. If don't make excuses.
Yeah,
you're either doing it or you're not.
Yeah.
That's probably the thing that comes to mind.
Yeah. And then, do you have any pre-race superstitions, things that you fall back on that go, I know my preparation's good to go?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think there's a couple of things that I look at. Like I look at my, I come back to consistency.
Yeah.
I look for the evidence that gives me the confidence that I'm actually going to perform.
Yeah.
So I and right now is what I'm doing, leading into, my 10th, Australian Ironman. I want it to be my best.
Yeah.
So I figure out how I'm going to make it be my best. Doesn't mean I'm going to win. I'm going to do anything in my 8 or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's how can I be my best. So the thing that I always look back on is what's the evidence that tells me. So I search for it. So right now I'm looking to see how consistent I've been. So I know my training program, I'll go back and have a look and I can tell you right now that for the last 22 weeks, 22 weeks in a row, I have not missed a training session. That's somewhere up around, between, I don't know, call it between 18 and 20, 16 and 20 hours a week, around about, 12 to 16 sessions a week. I haven't missed for 22. So I look for evidence that tells me I'm being consistent because that gives me confidence. I guess the other thing, and a little bit more lighthearted, is I just look for music.
Yeah.
Like I find this thing that I've done the last couple of years in Ironman Australia where I'll go down to the race site early. I'll check everything in, early in the morning. Then I'll find the hotel just close by that I'm not even checked into.
Yeah.
But I'll go to find that hotel and I'll find a little corner, in the lobby of the hotel.
Yeah.
I'll put my music in, my headphones in. I've got all my gear there. I'll be by myself and I'll just put those in and I'll listen to the music. And sometimes I'll just listen to a song that I love, the sound of, and I'll listen to it on loop over and over and over again for about 45 minutes.
Okay.
And then I'll wetsuit on, get my race gear, and then I'll go and meet my family at the swim start. And I've done that for the last number of years, and I'll do that again this year because it just calms me down, focuses me, brings me back to, connecting with the confidence that I've got because of the work that I've done.
So when this podcast comes out, it'll be the week of Ironman.
Yeah.
What do you think that song might be?
Oh, I know what it'll be. It'll be, it's, what is it called? The bar song, Shabuzi.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. A little bit of country in there, a little bit, but the bar song.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So that's what it'll be. That's what it was last year. That's what it'll be this year, and it'll be just on repeat. I just enjoy the song. Don't know the meaning or anything like that. I just love the sounds.
Well, Mark, I really appreciate your time. It's really fascinating just talking to you, and I gain a lot of perspective, but kind of selfishly, I always come away from our chats feeling like I can run through a brick wall, so to speak. Like you instill a lot of confidence in the people around you, and I think that can't be underestimated. So
thank you, mate.
Thank you for the time. Go chase that Ironman Legend status this weekend. Absolutely. And you truly deserve everything that you have. So
thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you,
Good
Mark.
on you. Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Mark Pacey's Inside the Playbook. It was an absolute privilege talking to Mark and getting to know his story more. Mark, go out and smash your 10th Ironman. Go and get that Ironman Legend status for Port Macquarie. Everyone that knows you is right behind you. If you enjoyed the podcast today, please leave a review, write a comment on the podcast. I would really appreciate it. It helps get the word out there and gets people to listen to stories like Mark or athletes in the future. Thank you.